You know that guy you filled out the survey for? His score is B. He's a guy with promising potential, but he has work to do. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's more likely to talk about doing great things than actually reaching them. While he sounds confident and loves to share his big ideas, he often struggles to put in the day to day work needed for real success. If things get tough or boring, he may lose interest and get frustrated quickly.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's likely to lose his temper or get very upset instead of calmly finding solutions. You might hear him raise his voice, complain, or blame others quickly when problems arise. While he cares deeply and shows emotion, this doesn't always help with tough times.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
At work, people often find him lively and full of ideas, but his temper and blunt way of speaking can rub them the wrong way. He tends to argue, push his opinions hard, and sometimes gets into heated fights with others. As a result, some colleagues might avoid working closely with him.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he might not always know how to handle it. At first, he could cheer you on with loud excitement and enjoy celebrating with you. He wants to be proud of you, but his own worries can get in the way.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he's likely to feel uneasy deep down, even if he doesn't say it out loud. At first, he might laugh it off or act proud. But over time, you may notice small jabs, sarcasm, or mood swings when the topic comes up. He wants to feel important, and sometimes your bigger paycheck might remind him of his own doubts.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's quite organized and likes things to be tidy, so he's more careful with money than someone who just spends on a whim. You'll see him keeping track of expenses and making sure bills are paid on time. If a big purchase comes up, he'll likely think it through before saying yes.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He likes things to look good and enjoys being noticed, so sometimes he might spend money to impress others or keep up appearances. While he usually manages his day to day spending well, he can sometimes stretch his budget just to look successful or stylish, even if it's a bit out of reach. You may notice him buying trendy clothes or fancy items even when he should be saving.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is warm hearted and likes to help others, so you'll find him generous with both his money and his care. If someone needs support, he's quick to offer, even if it means stretching himself a little. He enjoys giving gifts, sharing good times, and making people feel special.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is usually upfront about money matters and doesn't hide things, but his way of talking can sometimes be blunt or even hurtful. He likes being in control and may want to decide how money is spent, which could lead to arguments if you disagree. He isn't likely to keep secrets, but he does want things his way and can get angry if you question his choices.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes housework should be done well and likes things neat, but he's likely to think it's mainly your job rather than a shared duty. He might not offer to help much unless asked, and if something isn't tidy, he could become upset or point it out. If you want a partner who shares chores willingly, you may feel disappointed.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to stand nearby and tell you how things should be done rather than actually helping with chores and diapers. You might find him giving instructions or pointing out what's missed, acting more like a boss than a teammate. If he does step in, it may be with lots of comments about how to do it better.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is quick to stand his ground and argue his point, often wanting to prove that he's right rather than truly listening to your side. When disagreements happen, he may interrupt or talk over you, focusing more on winning the argument than finding a solution together. He can get emotional and say things bluntly, sometimes hurting your feelings without meaning to.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he's likely to say hurtful things or act aggressively rather than staying calm and respectful. His temper can flare quickly, leading to harsh words, raised voices, or even slamming things around the house. He doesn't hold back how he feels and can be quite blunt, sometimes leaving you feeling small or shaken after an argument.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he gets angry very quickly, often over small things. This isn't just about having a strong personality, it can make daily life feel stressful and unpredictable. Remember, you deserve to feel safe, respected, and peaceful in your own home.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry and admit when he's wrong. When things go wrong or he gets upset, he's more likely to blame you or shift the fault onto someone else instead of taking responsibility. You may notice him making excuses, arguing, or even turning the problem around to make you feel guilty.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He isn't always good at picking up on boundaries and sometimes pushes for what he wants even after you say no. His strong will and quick temper can make it hard for him to accept your limits without arguing. And he may try to talk you around or get upset if things don't go his way. You might find yourself repeating your wishes or feeling pressured to give in.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may react with hurt feelings, frustration, or even anger, thinking that your no is a rejection of him rather than just your own choice. You could see him sulk, make sharp comments, or try to argue you into changing your mind.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You may need to be very careful because he doesn't always think before he speaks, especially during arguments. If he's angry or upset, he might bring up private moments or things you shared, using them as a way to win a fight or make you feel small. This can leave you feeling exposed and hurt, wishing you hadn't shared personal things.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He enjoys attention and excitement, so he can sometimes be easily distracted by other women. You might notice him flirting or showing interest in others, especially if he feels bored or unappreciated at home. He's not always careful about how his actions affect you and may downplay your concerns if you feel hurt.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to be over possessive, often showing signs of jealousy and trying to control what you do or who you talk to. He might question you about your friends, check up on you often, or get upset if you spend time away from him. His suspicion can show up as unfair accusations or demands that you explain yourself.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what might look like being protective is really more about controlling you. He may say he's looking out for your safety or well being, but his actions, like wanting to know where you are all the time or telling you who you should talk to, come from a need to be in charge, not genuine care. True love lets you be yourself, control only brings stress and unhappiness.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. While he might get involved during happy moments or fun activities, the heavy lifting, like daily care, homework, or handling tantrums, will mostly fall to you. He may step in to supervise or give advice, but often leaves the responsibility in your hands, sometimes even pointing out what you missed.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. Small mistakes or bad behavior can make him react quickly with yelling, harsh words, or even punishments that feel too strong. His anger can come up fast, making the kids feel scared or worried about making mistakes.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He may not fully support you in being both a mother and your own person. While he'll expect you to take care of the kids and keep things running smoothly at home, he might get uncomfortable or even upset if you want time for yourself, your career, or your interests. You'll need to stand firm and clearly ask for the space and respect you deserve.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem supportive of your career at first, but later expect you to quit or cut back after you have a child. He likes things done his way and may believe it's your responsibility to focus on home and family, especially as life gets busier. If keeping your career matters to you, talk openly now. Don't ignore any doubts or little hints he gives about women's roles after marriage or motherhood.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's more likely to act polite on the surface, but real warmth may be missing. He can put on a friendly face and say the right words when your parents visit, but deep down, he may not truly care about building a close relationship with them. He does what's expected, but genuine love and extra effort with your family may not come easily for him. He's more likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways rather than making the effort to fit into theirs.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's more likely to make things worse than handle it calmly. His quick temper means he can react with anger or harsh words instead of finding peaceful solutions. He may say things that upset both you and your family, turning a small problem into a big argument.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely to be modern and friendly with you in private, but expect you to behave like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. When it's just the two of you, he may encourage your independence and let you be yourself. Be clear with him about what you can and cannot accept.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension with his family, he's likely to stay out of it or quietly side with them rather than openly support you. He doesn't like to challenge his own family and may feel it's easier to let you handle things on your own. If you look to him for backup or comfort, you might feel let down or alone.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is quite likely to be a mummy's boy, putting his mother's wishes and opinions above yours, especially during conflicts. In tough situations, he usually tries to avoid upsetting his mother, even if that means letting you feel unsupported or asking you to make all the adjustments. If you want a husband who will stand beside you no matter what, you may find yourself feeling alone and disappointed in these moments.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He may turn to them for advice or support, sometimes telling them things you'd prefer to keep between just the two of you. If trust and privacy are important to you, this habit can hurt your bond and create bigger problems over time.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy gets a B. He's a guy with potential, but he has work to do to live up to it. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel like walking on eggshells. Some days he's lively, charming, and full of energy, bringing joy and excitement to your life.